It was a day many Badger fans will never forget.
10 years ago today, about 70 people were hospitalized after a massive stampede at Camp Randall Stadium. 27 News reporter Mark Lovicott joins us live from Camp Randall with a look at what's changed in the last decade. Mark.
Well, Sarah, a lot has changed in the past 10 years. Some of it you can see from the stands, some of it you can't see at all. But what hasn't changed are those frightening images that some witnesses will likely never, ever forget.
The idea, the concept that we could actually go to the Rose Bowl was really building then.
It was an incredible day. We'd won this big game.
And suddenly the celebration turned ugly.
I remember they just kept saying there were pulseless, breathless people on the field.
Please move immediately for the south end of the field.
From where I was standing, it was very hard to take in what was happening.
Tricia Pinka remembers the day like it was yesterday. She's a 96 UW grad, and at the time, she was on the UW dance team. She was on the field and saw everything.
So it was just this pile of students pushing down on the ones in front that couldn't go anywhere.
The surge was more like pouring way too much stuff in too tight a funnel.
UW Police Chief Sue Reisling also saw everything unfold.
In the United States, it was the first time that it actually ever happened like that.
In all, 69 people were seriously injured. Today at Camp Randall, you'd never know what happened. But much has changed. These days, you'll see the first 5 rows of the student section blocked off. And also blocked is the view through this 6-foot fence. That's to keep people out of the walkway.
She climbs aboard her plane, a great adventure.
Since then, Tricia has moved on. She now has a family. But she says that frightening day, October 30th, 1993,
and I can remember seeing the ambulances trying to get through just the mass of people,
will remain in her mind
of today's homecoming celebration. There wasn't a dry eye at today's homecoming, but some were shedding tears for a very
mind forever.
I remember just leaving thinking, you know, my whole little world had changed at that moment.
Chief Reisling also tells me the renovation project here at Camp Randall will also greatly improve fan safety. For starters, this walkway that I'm on right now will soon be completely eliminated, and that will keep fans further away from the field. Reporting live at Camp Randall, Mark Lovicott, 27 News.
Almost 200 Madison-based Marines are back home with their families tonight. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Mark Lovicott. Thousands were on hand to greet Gulf Company Marines from the 224th this morning at Truex Field. The troops spent more than 10 months away from home, 7 months stationed south of Baghdad. A sea of red, white, and blue broke into cheers when the Marines plane came into sight. From there, the UW Marching Band played on Wisconsin as the Marines were finally reunited with their loved ones.
There's not a better place in the world to live than Wisconsin, and to have the family that I have and all these people here supporting me, it's the best thing to come home to. Couldn't ask for more.
Many of the injured G Company Marines who were already back in the U.S. were also part of today's homecoming celebration. There wasn't a dry eye at today's homecoming, but some were shedding tears for a very different reason. While 182 Marines with the Gulf Company returned home safe, 4 did not. And as painful as it was, the mother of a fallen Marine said she had to be at today's ceremony. Her son, Lance Corporal Shane O'Donnell of DeForest, was killed last November in Iraq. And as family and friends held and hugged their Marines today, Peggy O'Donnell could not. As the plane carrying almost 200 Marines landed this morning, friends and family of those on board waved and cheered. Peggy O'Donnell could only shield her eyes. Her son, Lance Corporal Shane O'Donnell, was not on this flight as she hoped he would be when he left for Iraq more than 10 months ago.
It's gut-wrenching. It's heartwarming and heartbreaking at the same time. So I'm so happy for those that did come back. This is me watching the plane and he didn't get off it. I'm hoping we'll have the same effect as to bring reality home.
A little closure, you mean?
A little closure.
Peggy O'Donnell accepted condolences from Governor Doyle today. He told the crowd at today's ceremony that we should all keep the lives of those who were lost in our hearts.
And we will forever, in the state of Wisconsin, remember them and honor that memory for the sacrifice that they have made.
Ms. O'Donnell wears a reminder of her son, still smiling, what people remember Shane for the most.
She hopes today will bring her smiles in the days, months, and years ahead.
Hopefully today is the first day of the other side of all this now. But I cry every day. I don't know that I'll ever stop.
Ms. O'Donnell recently retired from the state to take time to mourn her son's death. O'Donnell was one of 4 Marines from the G Company, 224th, killed in action. The others are Corporal Robert Warrens of Waukesha, Lance Corporal Ryan Catafio of Beaver Dam, and Lance Corporal Brandon Ramey of Belvedere, Illinois. A memorial today to recognize veterans of war who once thought they may never
27 News reporter Mark Lovicott is at DeJope with what Governor Doyle has to say about casinos statewide and what could be a dark future for DeJope.
A dark future, Sarah, because of the financial trouble this facility has seen in the past, and what could have changed that, a casino, is no longer an option.
We don't want a gambling casino in Madison.
It was a collective sigh of relief at last night's No Dane Casino camp.
They're the ones that have to figure out their own budget now.
But at the Yes camp,
it's not our loss.
Frustration.
We'll continue operating in the area. We'll continue with our Class 3 facility at DeJope. And I don't think that impact is very large at all.
Ho-Chunk's Attorney General Rebecca Weiss says what you see is what you get. For now, DeJope's current facility will remain open.
We believe that the referendum offers...
That's despite a public comment made last week regarding the bingo hall's grim condition. Financially, the Ho-Chunk Nation says the facility is not making much money.
Our plans right now are simply to meet and talk and decide what's best for the Ho-Chunk Nation.
I mean, we're not leaving.
At last night's gathering, the Ho-Chunk Nation announced plans to regroup and to refocus what's oftentimes seen as an empty lot, like adding a hotel, a water park, or retail space, but not a casino, at least not here.
Well, there are other communities that are interested. You know, Dane County has decided it doesn't want one. That's fine. That's why I insisted that there be a local referendum.
And Governor Doyle says regardless of his signing power, he's sticking to what the public wants.
They made the decision pretty overwhelmingly, so there won't be a casino in Dane County.
As of right now, the Ho-Chunk Nation says they do have their eyes on a few communities for a casino like what happened here in Dane County, but they will not mention which communities those are. In the meantime, Sarah, tribal officials say they really want to focus on what's in front of them and what's behind us, the DeJope Bingo Hall.
All right, Mark Lovicott reporting live from DeJope. Thank you, Mark.
The governor is tonight recommending Wisconsin